Remember that song? Back in the 60s, this was considered racy at the beach, and this is what college kids wore. Ever since then, swimsuits have gotten smaller and smaller, and for younger and younger kids. But this year, the size of the swimsuit isn't the biggest controversy. Now, up until just a few hours ago, Abercrombie Kids was selling padded push-up bikini tops. And again, up until a few hours ago, marketing them to girls as young as 7 years old. Now, the company bowed to pressure overnight and now says via Facebook that they agree with those who say it's best suited for girls age 12 and older. Now, we want to show you a picture of the product. Again, these originally were geared to grammar school girls. So a lot of people are asking, what kind of message is this sending? And what sort of parents are buying this for their young girls? Padded push-up. That's what it was. That's what it is. It's considered. I mean, it's definitely. I saw one of them, and it's in there. Let me introduce our guest. Dr. Wendy Rice is here. She's from the Rice Psychology Group in Tampa. Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
It seems that every generation seems to be getting sexier and sexier, earlier and earlier. What is happening here?
Kids are getting sexier and sexier earlier and earlier, and our culture and the media is pushing kids to be more revealing and show that they're developed earlier than they actually are.
Okay, so we're showing them wanting to be a grown-up.
Right. If you look at toddlers and tiaras and you look at so much on TV, the little kids, they don't have any breasts, and they're wearing bikini tops, and they're flaunting, and they're dancing in a sexual way. And these push-up bras, I mean, it says 7 years old and my breasts are front and center for the world to see, and they're not even my breasts because at 7 most kids don't have anything.
Right. Now, in their defense, they did restructure it and said it was for 12 and older.
And they restructured the name, but I'm sure that they have them in the stores in the little sizes.
Right. Well, I haven't been to the store, so I don't know.
Nor have I.
Okay. Do you think, though, that this is natural societal progression, this sort of adjustment going to these trends? I mean,
No.
20 years ago, but no, wait a minute, 20 years ago when, 20, I'm dating myself, remember when Elvis was shaking his hips, everybody thought, oh boy, oh boy. And here we are today, 12-year-old girls wearing padded push-ups. I mean, is it something that we just do in society?
Not in my opinion. These girls have just barely are beginning to enter puberty. Some are entering puberty much younger at this point, but what is the purpose of sexualizing girls so very young and calling attention to them? There's a lot of concern about it's calling attention for sexual predators to look at little girls. It's giving the wrong message to boys of the same age. I don't think there's a whole lot to gain from doing that.
Do you think that they grow out of this sexual flaunt, if you will?
Grow out of it?
Well, I mean, okay, so they're 13, 14, 15. Does it get worse when they're 20, or do they kind of pull back?
I've seen some kids who definitely pull back by the time they're 20. Absolutely. But for a lot of kids, it just starts when they're very little and keeps going.
And what do you think the damage might be? That they don't have the image that they try to portray? I mean, what damage does it do?
I think the damage it does is tells a 7-year-old, we value you for your sexy body, not for who you are on the inside, and it takes away some of childhood, which is a time to play and wear a one-piece suit or wear an appropriate bikini, and childhood's about play. It's not about sex and sexuality.
But this is what they want, and obviously this is what the parents are buying.
Some parents are buying. Many, many, many parents are objecting.
Why do you think that the parents who say, sure, let's go get one of those, what's going on in their head?
I think parents, we walk every line in the society, and there are some parents who don't think it's a big deal and say bodies are bodies and it doesn't matter, and other parents who are real concerned about it.
Do you know that I think if nothing else, the damage would probably be body image.
Absolutely.
That they may come out of this, like when they're 17, 18, saying, you know what, I don't have that perfect body. Oh my gosh, how do I get that perfect body?
Well, that happens when they're 7. There's little girls at 7 on diets, and there's little girls who are wishing they had more developed body bodies than they have, I mean, the damage is happening very, very early.
Right, right. And that can lead to some very dangerous conditions, you know, eating disorders.
Right, and this is a push-up bra. This isn't a padded bra. This isn't a lightly lined bra. This is a push-up bra, and for the littlest kids, there's nothing to push up.
Right, right.
So, I mean, the fact of a little lining or a little padding isn't the issue. It's the push-up, and that's the concern.
Yeah. And they are growing up too fast. All right, listen to some of our Facebook comments from people, because we've gotten a lot.
I bet.
Charity, I almost said Charlie. Charity says, trying to make an 8-year-old girl appear more developed is disgusting. What happens to letting kids be kids? Boy, isn't that the truth. And the next one comes from Al. He agrees. Are these the values we want to instill? Poor body self-image and feelings of inadequacy by the age of 8? Lisa says we can't put all the blame on Abercrombie. She writes, if it wouldn't sell, they wouldn't carry it. This is true. The problem is there are parents who will allow their children to wear it. And Christopher is a parent, and he keeps it simple. He writes, not my daughters. You know, that's what you got to say. If you don't want it, you say, I'm sorry, we will go to another department store.
And a lot of people have said that to their kids.
Right. And, you know, at 8, hopefully the kid will say, okay.
Right.
Yeah. Big issue.
Big issue.
Not going away. Just have to deal with it. Thank you, Dr. Wendy Rice.
Anytime.